Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name's Melissa and I'm coming to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Tuesday, July 19th. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're new here, I'd like to say welcome, and if you're returning, I'd like to say welcome back. So on this channel, I like to talk about knitting, crochet, and yarn. And I like to share with you my works in progress, my finished objects, and yarn hauls. And today I have 2 finished objects and 4 works in progress to share with you. So let's get started. So my first finished object is a pair of knit socks, and these were a works in progress on the last video that I did. And here they are finished. They are finished. I love them. I love how they turned out. So my socks I use magic loop to knit my socks. I knit them cuff down. I use a 2.25 knitting needle and I cast on 64 stitches. I do prefer Shorty Socks. So I do a 2x2 rib for 15 rounds, and then I do about 10 rounds before I do an afterthought heel. Well, before I place a marker for the afterthought heel and knit the rest of the sock. And then I do a wedge toe with a Kitchener stitch. And so here it is. Here they are. So the yarn that I used, this is what I have left. I was able to, this was a 100-gram skein of yarn, and I was able to knit a hat. I used the sock head hat pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I knit that hat, but I do knit mine smaller than that. I don't knit it as long. So I knit that hat, and I got a pair of socks out of 100-gram skein of yarn, and I have this much left. And this yarn is Nerd Girl Yarns. Here's their label. This is on their Bounce and Stomp base. It is 4-ply fingering sock, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 460 yards, 100 grams, and the colorway is Too English to Say Anything. And then the toes I did in the Knit Picks Stroll yarn, and the colorway is Dove Heather. It is a, here's the label. This is this is a 50-gram skein of yarn, 231 yards, 75% fine superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. Here it is. So I buy a lot of stroll yarn from Knit Picks to use as contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs, or whatever variation of those 3 that I like to do. So here are my socks. I'm very happy with them. So that is that. And my next finished object is a crochet item. And this was a tutorial from Crystal at Bag a Day on YouTube. It was a video tutorial, and it was a works in progress the last time I did a video, and here it is complete. And this is the Japanese knot bag. And I don't know, did I say it's crocheted? So here it is, and what you do is you put the big handle through the little handle, and I'll show you this side. That's how it hangs, like that. So there it is. And you can see the really nice texture of the pattern and the yarn. They're supposed to, I don't know if you can see it, there are purple, very slight purple and lime, like speckles in it. I don't know if you can tell, but here it is. And the yarn that I used for this is this yarn here. This is a Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton yarn, and I got this on their clearance, not this year. It was last year, the year before. I used 3 skeins of this. Well, sorry, this is the 3rd skein. This is what I have left of the 3rd skein. And this yarn is called Lime Dot, I think. Yes, Lime Dot. It's a number 4, 100% cotton, 85 grams, 153 yards. I don't know, can you see the dots in there better? So I use that. And the crochet hook that I used for this, I used a 6mm crochet hook. I used my tulips, as I favor these. These and clovers, they're pretty much, they're very, very similar. I don't know what it is about these. Maybe the handle I like a little bit better. Not sure. So those are my two finished objects. And I will link everything down below to all the patterns and things that I mentioned. So now we can go on to my works in progress, and I have 4. So the first one I'll show you, I am knitting a new pair of socks, and they are living in this bag. This is a Cedar Hill Farm bag. They're living in here, and here they are. Here they are. So I had a hard time deciding what socks I wanted to, or what yarn I wanted to use next for socks. I have a lot of self-striping, and I just couldn't decide. And I don't know, so I ended up with this, which is obviously not self-striping. So I ended up with this, and because it's a plain yarn, or, you know, it's just one color, it's not variegated or self-striping, I thought I would add a little detail and put in a cable. It's just barely there. I'm not sure I like this, what I've done here. I may take this out. I think maybe I need to have more knit rows in between the rows where you actually do the cables. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm liking that. So I may take this out and try something else. I'm not sure. Or maybe if I give it a bit more time to grow, it'll look better. I don't know. So I'm knitting these the same, other than a little bit of a detail here, as my other socks. They're on, these are my high sharps, 2.25. I'll do the magic loop, and I'll do shorty socks. And, yep, cuff down, and here we go. There they are. So the yarn that I'm using for this is Knit Picks Stroll Tweed. I'm not sure what oh dear, what did I do with, oh here, please, nope. I don't know what I did with the label. Well, anyway, so here it is. Oops. Sorry about that. So here is the yarn right here. And I'm going to use this yarn, which is also Stroll Tweed, for the heels and the toes. And I'm not sure the colorway of this one, but it's the same specs on this one. And this one is, it's a fingering weight, 231 yards, 50 grams, 65% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, 10% Donegal tweed. And this one is Indigo Heather. And I'm not sure what this one is. I don't know what I did with the label. I don't like it when I lose the label this early on. It is here somewhere. But anyway, so that's my first works in progress, my socks. And they will be made with these two yarns. And probably later on this week, I will start another pair of socks when I decide which self-striping yarn I want to use. I'm sure I will start another pair. Okay, so let's see. So I have one more knitting works in progress, and it's living in this bag here. This is my Georgia Mountain Needle Arts Festival bag that I got this year. And this is a knit blanket that you've seen, and it is growing. I'm enjoying working on it. I don't normally finish blankets, but I'm really liking this. And I'll have to back up a little bit to show it to you. And here it is. Here it is. So you can see, ouch, the stitch marker here. That's where it ended last time, and I've knit all of that. And I am using my high sharps. I think these are 5.5 millimeter. Yes, 5.5 millimeter on 40-inch cord. And here it is. And this is the Feather and Fan Rainbow Baby Blanket. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And it is a 4-row repeat, and it's, you know, you'll get it down easy. You'll get it down easy. You won't have to look at the pattern. You can just go. But I would make sure you count your stitches, because it has a lot of stitches on it. You don't want to have to frog back. So that's really the only thing. It's just keep your count, because you can really mess it up even if you get one stitch off. So here it is. And the yarn I'm using, this is my second ball of yarn that I'm using for the blanket. And this is a Lion Brand yarn that I got at Michael's. And here's the label. It is Ice Cream Roving. The colorway is Licorice. And it is 200 grams, 437 yards, a number 4. And it is 100% acrylic. And the colorway is Licorice. Sorry if I said that already. And like I said, this is the second ball. I have plenty of this yarn. I love this yarn. I have plenty of this, so I feel like this is not quite halfway done. Because the pattern is written for a baby blanket, but I feel like it's big enough that it can be like a lap blanket on the couch, or in the chair when you're sitting down watching TV or reading a book. It'll be fine as a lap blanket. So there's that works in progress. And my next two works in progress are both crochet, and they're both new. They're new things I started since last time I did a video. So the first one is another tutorial from Crystal at Bag a Day. It is the Herringbone Bucket Hat, I think is the name of it. And I did the child size. I'm crocheting this for my granddaughter. Make sure I have it the right side. Oh, there we go. So here we go. So this is I don't know. I'm not sure now which side is correct. I think it's this side, even though this is out. This is the correct. No, this is it. Even though my tails are sticking out on this side, this is it. This is the correct side. So can you see? That's the Herringbone Stitch. And I'm very close to being done. I just have, I think Crystal suggests, so I'm on the second row of the brim. And I think she suggests one more after that. Well, where she stops, or you can carry on if you would like a bigger brim. So we'll see. But here it is. And the yarn that I'm using for this is another Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton yarn. Here it is. And this is a full skein. But the skein that I'm using is this one. And this is what I have left of one skein. So I have plenty to finish the brim. So this yarn, the colorway is Sprinkle Me This. And it's 83% cotton, 8% acrylic, 7% viscose, 2% polyester. It's a number 4, 85 grams, 153 yards. And did I say the colorway Sprinkle Me This? I can't remember. So there is that. And then this color here is also a Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton yarn, but I don't have the ball band. I don't know where this is. So, but this is 100% cotton. And that's what because it kind of, if you can see, there's a bit of orange. There's a bit of blue, green, yellow, no, well, like lime green. And this was the closest I could come to matching any of those. And I think it looks good. And I am using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And I'm using my Susan Bates because if you notice, and I don't prefer these hooks at all, but the hook, you see how it hooks the yarn better than the other two for this stitch, for the herringbone stitch, I found. So when I grab a hold of the yarn to pull through a loop, with this stitch, I had a much easier time with this hook than I did with the tulips or the clovers. Because it was a bit of a pain, this stitch, so, and this makes it a little bit easier for me at any rate. So, that is that works in progress. And then I have one more. It is a crochet bag, market bag. And I have made this market bag plenty of times, but I'm doing something a little different with this. This is the Drc Market Bag. And I just printed it out in black and white a long time ago. I've made a lot of these. Here's another picture of the bag. This is a paid for pattern on Etsy. It is by Nicole from Drc Creations. She has had a YouTube channel. She has not made a video in a very long time, but she has patterns and such on Etsy, which I'll link below. And that's where I got this. So this pattern calls for a worsted weight cotton yarn, and I'm using a cotton yarn or a cotton blend, but I'm actually using a 5 bulky, and here it is so far. Here it is so far, and I love this yarn. I love it. So the bag starts out, the bottom of the bag is like a big granny square. And then at some point you just, stop making the granny square and just knit the amount of stitches round and round and round. And there you go. So this will be a bit bigger than the other bags, because the other bags that I've crocheted, I did use a worsted weight cotton. So I can already tell this is going to be bigger. And this yarn, I'm already on my second ball of yarn. And the yarn I'm using for this is another Hobby Lobby yarn. I am using a lot of Hobby Lobby yarn. And it is the Yarn Bee Arabella Metallic. This yarn may have been discontinued this year, but I bought this a couple of years ago. And I have like 5 skeins of it, and they're all wound a bit different. They're all wound a little different. So, but that's okay, because I like the look. If it's going to come out a little scrappy looking, I like that. I don't know if you can tell the metallic. I don't think you can see it in the project, but maybe you can see it. And no, there's a little metallic in it. Not too much, just a little bit. I love this yarn. I've had it for so long. I don't know why I haven't used it. So on my second ball of this yarn, this is what I have left of the second one so far. And it is 50% acrylic, 49% cotton, 1% metallic polyester. It's a 5 bulky, 100 grams, 112 yards, and the colorway is unicorn. It's really soft. It's nice. I really like how it's working up a lot. And the crochet hook I'm using for that is a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. And that is all I have to show you today. That is all my works in progress and my finished objects. So thank you all so much. Excuse me. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a great week. I will see you soon. And until then, bye for now.